Ciao, and welcome to Willow Glen in Motion. My name is Kevin Swanson, and I will be your host. In this show, we're exploring the Italian connection in Willow Glen. We hear a lot of Italian last names in the neighborhood. We've heard the name Goostown, and we know we celebrate the Italian Festa each summer in downtown Willow Glen. However, did you know that roughly 30% of Willow Glen's population is Italian? Our show is usually separated into 4 segments covering history, community events, politics, and business. However, the Italian connection in Willow Glen is so intertwined with who Willow Glen is and how we live that it's difficult to separate the past from the future. Trying to imagine a Willow Glen without the Italian influence is like trying to separate wet from water. Before we get too deep into this discussion, let's follow an Italian tradition and begin with a good meal. We have an Italian restaurant in Willow Glen that was one of the first businesses on the avenue and has been owned by neighborhood families for generations. Mangia. As we continue to explore the Italian connection in Willow Glen, we are here at LaVilla Restaurant with the owner, Dave Bertucilli. Dave, welcome.
It's nice to be talking to you guys. Nice to meet you. Welcome yourself. Thank you.
So you and Patty own LaVilla Restaurant here in Willow Glen.
Yes, we do. We've owned it like 22 years.
So tell me the history of this restaurant. It's been around quite a while, hasn't it?
LaVilla's been here since 1947. It was basically established, it was probably one of the first businesses on Lincoln Avenue, and it was built to fill a need of all the Italian ranchers coming out to this part of town from the east side of town, where they had to drive to 4th Street Market, I think is where they used to go to get their Italian commodities. So Ann and Frank Giacomelli built LaVilla out here to suffice that need, basically. And it just went from there.
And then Ann and Frank sold the restaurant to who?
To Ed and Rita, bought it. Ann and Frank had it 20 years, and then Ed was their salami salesman. He bought it and had it for 20 years. And I used to bug him to sell it to me when he wanted to retire because I grew up around the corner. And he did.
What's your number one seller?
The ravioli. We hand make ravioli. Same recipe for the last, since 1947. Same recipe, just tweaked a little. And I found out after I bought the deli that my grandma was great friends with Annie, and she kind of made ravioli with her. So the recipe kind of was commingled, and my grandma would come down and help her during the holiday time, busy time, make ravioli. And it was just kind of a full circle. It got completed without even knowing it. It was just kind of a weird thing.
How many pounds of ravioli do you sell a year?
A year, I couldn't tell you. We probably sell about, say, close to 1,000 boxes a week, something like that. Box is about a pound of ravioli. And we make them by hand 3 times a week. And we usually run through 500. In a normal time like now. Around Christmas, it goes to like 1,000 boxes a day for the week before Christmas because all the old Italians have it traditionally for Christmas dinner.
How many people do you employ here at LaVilla?
I have on and up about 17 people. Some full-time, some part-time, but it averages 17 to 20 people. And I have people that actually work for me and went on to become lawyers or went on to become professional people, and they miss it, so they come back and work during the holidays to help us out just for a couple days a week, whenever they have spare time, just for fun, so they can talk to the customers, because it becomes such a family thing. And that's kind of an honor. Yeah.
Now, what makes LaVilla so special?
I think it's LaVilla. I think it's the people. Most of my people have been here over 10 years. A lot of them have been here since I bought it. And they become friends with the customers. So it's not like you're going to shop, you're going to visit along with shop. And a lot of the old timers, they need that. I mean, a lot of them are home alone because their husbands or wives have passed away, and they get out during the day and they talk to one person, somebody at a store. And my guys know them so well that they'll say, hey, you want this sandwich or that sandwich, or what are you eating today? And people appreciate that. They run into friends. I've put people together that I know from, for instance, this gal I played bocce with in Los Gatos. was talking to me that her friend had triplets, but she hasn't seen her, and it ended up being a gal that comes in here, and they hadn't seen each other in 8 years. And I went, wait a minute, you're talking about one of my customers. So I gave her the phone number, and they hooked up, hadn't seen each other since college. And so it's that kind of a weird connection, but it's fun.
It's the Italian connection.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely something. It's a family thing. You know, everybody that comes in here is family.
Do you have catering services as well?
Yes, we have outside catering. We don't do a lot of serving, but we deliver food. We have most of the people pick it up, but we do a lot of parties, a lot of corporate stuff, a lot of stuff for the Sharks, and actually for the Ducks and the Colorado Avalanche as the players get traded. So that's kind of fun. And it's just fun. It's basically just a fun thing to do.
If people would like to come and find out more about the food that you serve here or look at your menu, do you have an online presence?
We have a website, wglavilla.com, and it's got our menu and everything on it, and some pictures and catering pictures and stuff. And had to be WG LaVilla, because if you just type in LaVilla, you get a nudist colony in LA. So it tends to upset some of the older Italian people when they type that in. But so we went WG LaVilla, Willow Glen LaVilla. So. Yeah.
Well, Dave, thank you very much for being with us here on Willow Glen in Motion. We appreciate you taking the time today.
Hey, thank you for coming out and actually thinking about LaVilla, because we're just a small little hole in the wall over here, but you know, we serve a lot of people, we have a lot of fun, and it's an honor to be interviewed by somebody, and it's just an honor to have customers that keep coming back over and over and over and serving third and fourth generation of the same families. It just makes you feel good. Yeah. Thank you very much.